Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris. Welcome back to another episode of the Building Hoops Miami Dynasty. Hit the like button if you guys like this series. We're getting into recruiting even more. We're just wrapping up our summer months. We're into August. Checking the emails here. We've had some campus visits right now. We've been scouting guys, looking at them on film. I'm really excited for this portion as we get closer and closer to our first season. And also be sure to stay tuned. I'm going to check in with Rylan, and he's handling Virginia Tech a little bit later here. This is good. Nice here. Brooks is getting some recognition as a Norton candidate. That's good. Any of our guys getting recognition for awards and preseason stuff, that's really cool. Excited about that. I'm excited to see what Nice here is going to do for the Hurricanes in his first year after transferring from Cincinnati. Again, I always like bringing up this key dates, the calendar. Gives you guys a look. Again, we're August 7th. We're into recruiting, and that's what we're doing right now. I want to start narrowing some guys down. We don't have any commits yet. I'm still, again, looking at this call list that the guys get called each week. I'm hoping to make some moves. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little discouraged with how things are going a little bit. Again, we're in the quiet period. You guys see that at the top menu there. That will update either a dead period or contact period to let you know, and you can always click on that to see exactly what you're able to do. So again, just taking a look at, again, these are all regions. This is all of our entire call list. You know, this year I would have loved to have gotten a 5-star recruit. Obviously, that would have been great, but I don't see it happening. And we've got 5 scholarships to give, and I'm hoping for some 4 stars, as many as possible. And again, just kind of going through this list here, trying to add some more guys, maybe to the call list, the watch list, and also, you know, we're still able to host guys on visits. And what's interesting about the hosting visits is it costs a little bit more money if you bring in guys from out of state compared to in-state. And then obviously international guys are really expensive. I know Rylan was kind of targeting some international guys at Virginia Tech. I really like the idea. It just doesn't seem like it's really going to work here. And again, I'm getting evaluations on all these guys here. I feel like that's really important, just to make sure you know exactly, you know, how good guys are. It gives you guys an indication. Hopefully your scouts are on point and that kind of thing. The evaluation is true. We've got a Darriel Brown again. Kind of interesting guy. So point guard, I really like him. We're going after him. We're not in the top 10. But it feels like, I mean, just looking at those schools, I don't know if it's not updated, or maybe we still have some more work to do. And I'm kind of noticing with Darriel there, he's dropped to a 3-star. So that's interesting. So he was a 4-star. I'm not sure how often they update the rankings, but that's true to form. You know, that's how it works. So we're still going to stay on him. John Boddicker, I mean, we've been on this guy for a long time. Again, not in that top 10 right now. A little concerned. So his parental, that's pretty cool. Parental little tidbits. So one of his parents went to Georgia. He's from Georgia. I feel like that could be an interesting thing. Maybe that's going to be tough to pull him out of Georgia. Yeah, playing close to home is important to him. So a little concern there. And I'm also a little interested to see how it works, because with the school location, you know, I did that Gold Star report at the beginning of the year, targeting guys from the Southeast. And what I'm interested in seeing, and Scotty Water was, again, Southeast. He's from Knoxville. He's got Tennessee number 2. Location's a big factor. He looks like a great player. I'd love to have him, but what I was going to say is I'm a little concerned that location and school location, if it's a top priority for him, that it doesn't mean the region that they're interested in doing that. It literally means staying in state. And with that, obviously we'd have to target Florida guys, but for now, I'm going to stick to this Southeast stuff and just, you know, it says we're warm on them. Same way with Boddicker, Terrence Richardson. He's another guy we've been on for a while. And again, those icons to the right, They've got the hat thing. That means we've offered, and the building means they visited campus. So, and you can only do that. They can only take the one trip to campus. So, but yeah, so that's where we're at. We get to host 3 recruits each week. That's how this works. So it's gonna fast forward each week on the schedule right now, at least up until the season. I like where we're at on maybe a few guys, but not like, again, with Richardson. Like, are we making the right progress? Again, from Alabama, location's a factor. He's got Alabama's #1 school. It feels like that's where he's going to go. But also on the flip side, I don't know if it would be beneficial to just grind on these recruits. Just like keep calling them, keep hosting them. Eventually we'll get a chance to visit them in person, and I don't know if you can essentially wear them down. So I don't know how much ground you can make up. Again, a Darriel Brown. I really like him. I like that his assists are good. He's a scorer, gets steals. And as far as the skill ratings, pretty good. I like the A athleticism. That's big for me. It's one reason why I've kind of soured on Nicholson here. And also, we weren't really going in the right direction with him. Which is a little disappointing because he's a Florida recruit. Everhart's another guy. Again, from Tennessee. Location's a big factor. And he's got Tennessee right now leading. Just kind of seems like that's where he's going to go. But yeah, it's a little tough, giving up on guys that we've kind of put a lot of effort into. Marlon Hughes, a guy we've been really high on. We're 3rd behind Florida and Florida State. Again, one of the few Florida guys we've been really after. Just kind of looks like a solid guy. I like he's got a good GPA. And we're going to stay on him. He's kind of like a sleeper prospect that we're hoping for. And also, even though being a 3-star, you can't get stuck with all 2 stars either now. So I feel like you got to stay with those 3 stars. But Bodeker's a guy. Bodeker's a guy that I feel like would be a huge asset. And kind of the way I'm kind of interested in seeing, well, it depends what freshmen we get, but do we start these guys right away and just kind of build from freshmen on up? Mix them with Earl Timberlake, Matt Cross, next year, and just go with a young team and just kind of go that route. I guess it just depends on how good the freshmen are. Again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're worried about the 2020-21 season here. Chris likes his senior year. We've got all those guys are on the roster. I thought that'd be a good look for Miami fans to put the real names, the real players in the game, adjust the ratings and things like that. So here we go. Billy Dondon, I'd like to get him. I like the athleticism, outside shooter for point guard, good passer, handler, that kind of thing. So let's just kind of stay with him. I always try to pitch playing time. I don't know if I just feel like you can't go wrong with playing time. Who wouldn't want playing time? But I'm sure it's factored in as well. Again, these guys with no interest probably need to start just weeding these guys out of the list here. And as always, if you guys are following this along, if there's a prospect or someone that you see that you're interested in, obviously drop that in the comments. Definitely would appreciate any feedback. It's been very helpful when I do the college football dynasty. We do live streams with that, and people have been very helpful there. So if you guys want to chime in here. And Brandon Clancy, some of these guys, these 4-star, I felt like I was slipping on some, so I kind of went back and wanted to add some guys to the call list just to see if we had a shot at any of these 4-star guys. Even though I know it's August and kind of missed the summer months that I really felt like I could have made a difference with. So So Rico Shin, that's a guy that's going in the wrong direction on the ratings there. Let's see, Mike Howard, he did really well at one of the camps, so I added him. I like that 20 points per game. I feel like we need some scoring. And I feel like, again, my philosophy with the scholarships, we have 5 to give. Definitely in the beginning, I'm just trying to get the best available players, and eventually we'll figure out a style, or if we're loading up on a position, maybe we veer off. But at this point, I don't want to just, only offer one or pay too close attention to the offers right now. We're just kind of offering the 5 that we can, maybe the ones that we feel the best about, and then I'll make adjustments later. And same way with playing style. I figure, if we get a good point guard, then we kind of center our team around that. That's kind of my philosophy, is how we're going to do it. We're going to try to be very flexible. Maybe as we get into it, we'll figure out an actual game plan each year, and kind of try to build around it. But right now, my plan is to go ahead and just try to get the best players, and then we'll figure it out on the court. See if there's any guys down here. Looking for sleepers in these 3-star ratings. Definitely want, make sure we're hosting enough guys. I kind of want to bring a lot of guys on campus. It's kind of my philosophy to also, just to see, especially like the ones that are cool, if you bring them on campus, crank them up to medium, and then kind of really go after them. I feel like that might be a good way to try to boost them a little bit. We've got some guys down here on the list. Again, we've got 5 guys. This is a guy that I really liked. I like the athleticism, really good player, but yeah, it's a little frustrating because some of these guys you really like, you're just not in on them. London's a guy I would like to have, but look, you got no interest. I kind of want to leave, either take him off. That's the dispute. Take him off and move on, which is what I'm doing, or maybe try calling him more and try to really push for him. So, but with the ones with none, I just again added 4 stars. A couple guys. Howard was a guy that went to Cool, so I was happy with that. I feel like that's a good base when they say none at this point, because adding them, I feel like August is just a little too late to be adding top level guys, but we'll see how it goes with Clancy, Howard. Those are 2 guys that love to have coffee. And obviously you guys know I've been on Boddicker and Wilder for a while now. We need some program changers. We need some guys to lead the team here. Again, Marlon Few. So that Brett White, he's from Florida. Yeah, we'll stick with these guys here. And looking at our call list, we've narrowed that down quite a bit. We're going to host some recruits. Let's just go right to the top with these 4-star guys. That's the way I'm looking at it. With Clancy, Howard, we get 3 per period. I figure we got to get the ball rolling on these guys. Also, if they visit, not interested, then we move on. That's also my philosophy too. But yeah, both those guys would be good. Again, Coffee and Billy Dondon. We got some options here with these 4-star guys. Just need to get them on campus. I think we're going to go with Billy. So here we are, we're back. A few weeks have passed. I wanted to fast forward just a little bit. Again, it was a lot of grinding in terms of adding recruits, making visits and things like that. Not a lot has changed in terms of actual results, although we are finding ourselves in different situations. So again, you just saw it right there with Reese. He's from Alabama. Auburn's ahead of us. Not feeling great about that. Scotty Wilder, I've talked about that. He's from Knoxville. Tennessee's in the lead. We're in 7th. Love to have him, but we got a long ways to go, and locations is number one factor, so I don't feel good about Wilder. Again, moved it along a few weeks. It's August 25th, and just taking a look at, some different guys that we can go with. Again, just staying on Wilder here, just looking at him. Again, Memphis is his number 2 school. I love all those ratings. Darriel Brown, interesting, from South Carolina. Location's a big factor, so he's got Georgia Tech and Miami. So we're number 2 there. I feel good about that. And I'm glad a South Carolina school is not up there. Boddicker, we're 4th. Mike Howard, we visited him, or he visited the school. We don't know where we stand. Billy Donden, that one crushes me. He's 9th. Just going through the list here to see where we stand on guys. Again, Donden visited the campus. We've got a long ways to go with him. That's disappointing. Richardson, we've been talking to him for a really long time, and we're only 9th. I do not like where we stand right now with our recruits. Nicholson, again, we're dropping on him, but we're 4th on his list. Are we going to get anybody? Marlon Few, there we go. We are leading for Marlon Few, 3-star. Everhart, 10th. Again, Reese, number 2, I talked about him. Again, he's from Alabama. Location's a strong factor. And then Auburn is ahead right now. So we've got to regroup, I feel like, just kind of with where we're at. Again, I feel like we've identified some really good players. Some guys I'd really like to have. Again, with Reese, athleticism's an A, scoring's a B, passing a B. Wilder, athleticism. Darriel Brown, I like that he's athleticism, that kind of thing, solid player, but I don't like that he's dropped so much in the rankings. And then Boddicker we've been on, but we're sitting 4th. One of his parents went to Georgia. Georgia's ahead of us. That's where he's from. So, yeah, with Nicholson, Richardson, even Boddicker and these guys we've been targeting so much kind of all summer. I don't like where we stand right now. Again, we got the early period in November. Got the late signing period as well for the spring. But I'd like to sign as many possible in the fall just to kind of set you up and kind of know what you need to do in the spring after that period. And shout out to one of the viewers recommended, save a scholarship for transfers. So I like that idea. I don't think I'm going to have that option though with 5 openings and really feeling like we've got a ways to go. So we're going to keep grinding on this. Mike Howard likes playing time. That's good to hear. I like that feedback. He's one of the top players in the country. If he likes playing time, we are ready to give it. We are going to start him as a freshman. Athleticism isn't there, but he's a really good scorer. Inside, outside scorer. I like that for a 6'8" guy. That could be fun. Yeah, and we're ready. And the way that the Miami roster set up, it's very wing heavy, guard heavy for the young guys. And so I feel like I'm not stepping out of bounds by saying, yeah, you can come in and start. That's the plan. If Howard wants to come, we'll start him. If Clancy wants to come, he's a wing, we'll figure it out. Yeah, any big guy wants to come, we will. I wish we could promise him a starting job. I know that's not what you're supposed to do in recruiting, but you're supposed to tell him they'll have the opportunity to work hard. But we're ready to. We need to make some things happen here. Okay, so these are the guys that we've offered. Again, you've seen these: Boddicker, Wilder, Billy Donden got that offer, Darriel Brown, and then Marlon Few. I don't like where we stand with Donden. He visited, and we're still sitting 9th. So we're going to pull that back, and we're going to give it to Mike Howard here. He's going to be a priority for us. I like the playing time. We're going to offer him. We're going to call him. We're going to bother him all the time. But yeah, we've got to move him in, give him an offer. He's a top 50 player. Clancy, location. Okay. Marco Hughes. Just hoping for some sort of movement with these 4-star guys. Even though we added them later. Dante Jenkins looks like a good player. Athleticism, 15 and 10. Really impressive there. And I feel like with those 6'7" wings right there, you can, if you had to, you could put them at a 4 if you needed to and play smaller. I'd rather go more traditional with the center, but that's, if we don't have the personnel, there's no sense trying that. We got to stay with him. There we go. Keep him on the phone. Dante Jenkins. Are we making a move with Dante? I feel like I have some good strategies going. It's just I need to get some of these guys to push forward with commitments and feel good about them. We need to move closer to that top 3 or so. Again, Wilder. I feel like I'm wasting my time with him. I don't like that he's from Knoxville and he likes Tennessee, and location's a huge factor. So we're going to pull out scholarship. Let's go for Jenkins here. Again, doing something with... Try to get these 4 stars. We're going to just try and stay on them. Stay on the phone with these guys. And again, our assistant coaches will do calls, but it's important, I think, that as the head coach, give them a call. And try to pitch some good ideas. A lot to offer at the University of Miami. So we're just kind of just looking at this list here, seeing if anything's popping out. A lot of 4-star guys on the call list. Again, no interest on a number of these guys. My plan was to add as many guys, and once you start calling them for a couple weeks, if it changes to cool, then maybe push ahead. Otherwise, we need to start taking these guys off the list, which is what I'm doing. It doesn't add up that much. It's $5 a person each week that they're on your call list, and we've got our budgets doing well. You see, it's over $35,000, plenty of money in that sense, but also there's no sense in having these guys on the list. Plus, it narrows it down for me. It makes it easier to kind of narrow down on guys. Yeah, if any of these 4-star guys, I'd love, not a ton of them, but if we could get 2 or 3, I'd feel really good about it. We need a commitment. That's what we need. We definitely need a commitment. That's the plan. Before the season starts, as the summer wraps up, we need to get a commitment. Hopefully everything works out. So yeah, Dante Jenkins, hopefully he wants to come. And yeah, I thought this would be good to kind of push this forward a little bit. Again, we need to just make sure we're calling all of our top guys. We're staying with Dante Jenkins. I put a lot of time in with him. Same way with Boddicker. We've been putting in time. I'm a little worried with Boddicker though. Just because we're sitting 4th behind some SEC schools, behind Georgia, that worries me quite a bit. We'll just stay with him though. Maybe he likes the ACC over the SEC. So we'll try that conference prestige. I don't know what Marlon Few is waiting on. I thought he'd be our first commitment. I thought it'd be by now. We're doing really well with him. Darriel, again, Clemson, South Carolina. He's from South Carolina. Location's a big factor, but they're sitting behind us right now. And I feel like if it's location, Georgia Tech is at least similar to Miami. And that's a state away, so hopefully that'll work out. Gonna pitch that location, playing time, just try to mix things up. Coach discipline, just anything to make an impact with these guys. And just a reminder, just where we're at right now, if you haven't hit the like button, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications, releasing these every Sunday. I really like this series. I know it's a grind, but it's fun kind of just checking out these recruits. And again, it's building the program. And this is what you got to do. Visit the camps, bring them in on visits, make the calls, scout them, watch film. I've really enjoyed the series. Really enjoyed the game. I think you guys would as well. And you could spend so much time on these guys. Identifying lists. Again, I sort by region a lot. You can sort by state. I think going back, I would have maybe put more of an emphasis on in-state recruiting rather than Southeast. I thought I was doing a good job. So Rylan, how's it going? How's the squad looking? How's recruiting going for you?
Recruiting's going pretty good. I pretty much I've narrowed in on kind of top 4 or top 6 guys that I'm kind of going after. I'm pretty excited that we get to do some in-home visits now, so hopefully I can hammer away at the 4 guys that I've given scholarship offers to. Although one of them is in Australia, so it's a little bit expensive to go visit him at his house, but I guess that's the price you pay, literally. But yeah, I'm still sticking to my game plan of trying to get the guys that can shoot threes, be a little bit of a run and gun style. And so far, I've got a pretty good mix of 3 and 4 star guys on my watch list. But hopefully, I'm going after 2 4-star guys I've offered scholarships to, and then 2 3-star guys they live in Virginia, so I'm pretty confident that I should hopefully land those Virginia guys.
What and you don't have the commits yet, but just, are you learning some things maybe about the challenges that, kind of recruiting at a school like Virginia Tech, or what do you feel maybe kind of working also?
So far the best thing that works for me is location. That has been about the only pitch that has really worked with most of the recruits, is if they're from the Virginia area. Location seems to work. The only other one that I've had that worked good is the conference prestige. Just being in the ACC seems to matter to some of the recruits. But outside of that, not a whole lot I'm able to offer on the board, which is definitely limited my ability to go after some of the top 100 guys. I was recruiting some of the top 100 guys for a little bit, and I wasn't even breaking their top 10, even though, it told me their interest was warm. I still wasn't even in their top 10, so I realized, I needed to probably cut ties there.
Okay, well, that sounds good. We'll check in later and see how the rest of the summer goes. And like you said, you're looking at 4 to 6 guys. Hopefully you get some commits. So yeah, that was good. I was glad to check in with Rylan. Again, we're moving this thing along. Here's where we're at. We're excited to start the contact period. It's the first one. It's September 11th. We're moving things right along. And the great thing about this is we get to go in-home with visits. Again, hoping for some positive news on these in-home visits. Mike Howard, a huge priority for us. 20-point scorer. We've offered him. I felt like it was late, but I feel like we're doing okay with him. Again, 4.0 GPA, 20-point scorer. We'll take that all day. So he likes playing time. We just got to stick with that. Drill the playing time. Keep him on the phone as long as possible. We're going to go in-home with him for sure. And, just make him, he's just a huge priority for us right now. Don't know where we stand, the top 10 schools. Again, unknowns right there. But we're going to go in-home visit. I'm excited. This is the first time we're doing in-home visits, so this is good. This is good here. Again, we're moving along. September 11th. We're getting a good look at these guys here. We can do 4 in-home visits each week. I might as well start with the guys we've offered and look at these 4. We're going to use our visits with these guys. Again, Dante Jenkins was the other guy that we added along with Howard around the same time. Those 4-star guys, it felt like we're jumping in late on them. I don't know how that's going to go. Boddicker, we've been in since the beginning. It feels like right at the beginning. We're sitting 4th with him. And then we've got a Darriel Brown and Marlon Few, a couple of 3-star prospects. Dang, we're still sitting 2nd with Brown behind Georgia Tech. Solid player. Just a solid passer, good outside scorer, good athleticism. I like the athleticism in the sense I feel like we can kind of grow on the other categories is my goal with him. If we are able to land him. I feel like athleticism is such an important part with the ACC. So the fact that that's there, does some things well, I feel good about him. Again, that's why I like Dante Jenkins, just a really good player. Scorer, rebounder. He'd be great to have. And then Mike Howard, obviously, that 20 points per game stands out. His block steals is exactly what I'd like in players. Guys that can do both. I wish, look at all these recruit notes on Marlon Few. We're getting parent info and recruit info from him, but he has not pulled the trigger on a visit. On a commitment. So we're going to do a visit. We did one with Brown, so that's 3, and I'm trying to decide between our last visit. I'm leaning towards Jenkins in the sense that we've got to make up ground with him, and I feel like our only shot is to visit him starting, as soon as you can, or as much as you can too. And even if this is the only visit you're able to do, I feel good about doing it first. Again, it's also to gauge where we're at with guys. If we do the in-home visit and it doesn't work, we just move on from them. Yeah, location and discipline. Few is all about the locations from Florida. These are only one we've offered from Florida. Yeah, we got to do these calls as well, even though we're doing the in-home visit. Just take advantage of all the time we can get with them. I got to make a decision on that last in-home visit. And while I said the scholarships and the positions, I would definitely, if I were to pick one, we definitely got to get a point guard in this class. And I feel like the rest will play out how it plays out, but whether it's Brown, I was hoping it was that Jonathan Taylor earlier, but whoever it is, we got to get a point guard. I wanted Everhart as well, but Cordell had other plans, and so right now it's the Darriel Brown. That's our guy right now. Okay, I'm just gonna go with Jenkins again. It's the thought process of we got some work to do with him. I'm a little hesitant because I don't know exactly what his priority is. So again, just trying to put in time with him. I like this though. This is big. Maybe some things are starting to happen now. Now that we're into this contact period, doing in-home visits. Big news for the Miami Hurricanes. We got our first commitment of the class. Darriel Brown, he is on board, gave that verbal commitment, did the in-home visit. Here's a look at him. Again, athleticism is an A. Passing B, handling B, outside shooting A. Those are the things we like. We got our first commitment. He's a 3-star point guard out of South Carolina. Again, Boddicker. Okay, so we did not go in-home visit with Boddicker. We dropped to 5th. We got to visit him this week. Again, you get 4, and I'm thinking right now these are going to be our 4 that we'll do if we can visit the others. Okay, so there we go. Mike Howard, we're second. We're number 2 on his list. We don't know who we're behind. So we got to just call him and keep calling him. Mike Howard again, a huge priority for us. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. We need to be on the phone. We need to talk playing time, Mike Howard. We're calling him right back. Hopefully this works. Okay, there we go. We got him on the phone. Yeah, playing time. We're just going to milk it, keep it going. It looks like we can visit these guys again. I was a little unsure if we can only do one in-home visit per period, but yeah, no, we're going to keep going. We'll keep going to his house as much as we can. Same way with Dante Jenkins. Okay, we're 7th there. We weren't in the top 10, but at least we found that out. Obviously don't feel as good about Jenkins as Howard, but this is where we're at. We're going to just keep working on him as well. I like that we got our first commitment, but we've got to get these 4-star guys. And just a reminder, the early signing period is November. So we're sitting here in September. We've got a ways to go before that early signing period to actually make it official. And then the other thing is in January, they get the test scores back. So you're hoping the SAT scores are good enough to get into the school. So Miami's SAT minimum is 960. So that'll also be a factor of how they'll actually get into school. So, but right now we need to get commitments. Again, Rico Shin is a center, that kind of a rare center on our board. So I want to stick with him and see if we can make a move with him. Looking at these other guys again, we're still hosting guys on visits. That's important. But the big thing is visiting the recruits. And hopefully that's going to be a benefit for us, that we can actually get there. So we're going to see how that goes. Eddie Mcrae is a guy that I really like out of Florida. Huge news for the Hurricanes. We picked up 2 commitments. Look at him here. Mike Howard committed, a huge priority for us, a top 40 player. That's big time. We are very excited to add Mike Howard to the program. C on athleticism, but a shot blocking, scoring, outside shooting, inside scoring, all A's, scoring A, rebounding B. This guy is a big time prospect. He's going to start day 1. We promised that in the recruiting calls. Actually, we couldn't do that, but I'm just telling you right now, he's going to start day 1 in next season. John Boddicker, a huge priority. We jumped from 5th to 1st with that in-home visit. We passed Georgia. That was the big one. So Georgia's sitting 3rd. One of his parents went to Georgia. He's from Georgia. What I don't know is the verbal commitments. If it stands, if he will decommit. I don't know. Hopefully not. Look at him. Athleticism there. Inside scoring, rebounding. Big time guy. Top 75 player in the country. That is those are 2 perfect additions to our program. So we have 3 commitments now. This is the big one I don't know what to do with. You guys can drop in the comments if you're here right now. What do I do with Marlon Few? Boddicker, Howard, top 75 players at power forward. Do I bring in Few for a 3rd one? Obviously, I would look to redshirt him and keep him around the program, but he would always be behind those guys, even if you space it out by a year. You're thinking, again, you only start 2. Few at best would be a bench player every single year until his final year where he would start. That's best case scenario in a sense, assuming Howard, Boddicker pan out. I don't know if that's the plan to go with. I don't know why he hasn't committed yet. So that's going to be the big decision. I got to decide on that. And again, we're going to check in with Rylan in just a second here. I'm curious to see. So we got 3 commitments. I'm curious to see how things are going with him at Virginia Tech. Again, we're moving right along. It's September 25th in the schedule. Eddie Mcrae is a guy that I touched on earlier. He's a guy that I like. I like it. So he's 129th in the country. So 125 is the cutoff for 4 stars. So he's practically a 4-star. I like that he's in state. The athleticism is there. He's a guard. And now we're going to shift our focus to perimeter players now that we got 2 big-time power forwards. So all along, I've been just waiting and seeing how that would work out. And again, so got some information. Guys visiting. So Dante Jenkins. Okay, so he decided to go to Wake Forest. That opens up a scholarship. So we got Howard. We didn't get Jenkins. I liked Howard better, so that works out. And we've got some decisions to make. Hey, Rylan, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good, man.
Good. Just kind of checking back in with you with recruiting. Any news or anything kind of going on yet?
Yeah, so, we did our first in-home visits, and the first week we did the in-home visits, I was able to pick up 2 commits from my 2 Virginia boys, the 2 guys that I was feeling pretty good about, my 2 3-stars. They're both power forwards, but they can stretch the floor. They're both got good outside game. So they committed, and then we went through another week of in-home visits, and I was able to pick up one of my 4-stars. So I got a 4-star shooting guard that committed. So good start to my class. I got one more scholarship offer out there. It's also a 4-star shooting guard, so hopefully I can pull him in and complete the class at least from a verbal standpoint.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, to get 3 commits, that's pretty impressive. As we get into getting close to early signing period, I guess talk about your top guy. You mentioned your 4-star guy. What's he like, and what are you hoping out of him for maybe his future?
Yeah, so he's a shooting guard, but he's tall, 6'5" shooting guard. And what I'm looking for is for the outside shooting, and for scoring and ball handling, which he's an A for outside shooting. He's a B in scoring and a B in handling. So I'm pretty excited about those. The only hesitation with him is that when he went to one of the camps or one of the showcases that we did earlier, it says he only had a decent showing, not spectacular. So that has me a little bit, maybe he's ranked a little higher than he should be. I'm not sure, but either way, he's got an A for outside shooting. So I should be able to work with that and kind of get him some playing time.
Good. So, and just kind of wrapping things up, you said you have 1 scholarship offer. What are you hoping with that? And who you mentioned a 4-star guy. Can you speak on that guy and maybe, rounding out the class?
Yeah, so the last scholarship offer I have out is for the guy from Australia. It's a little expensive to go visit him in his home, so if he'd like to commit anytime soon, that'd be great. But he is definitely the highest ranked player that I've kind of gone after, or at least consistently really gone after. He's a top 100 guy. Again, he's got an A for outside shooting, but he's got an A for scoring. He also has a B for overall and an A for athleticism. So pretty much like the exact kind of guard that I want to be able to have. He has me number 2 overall in his top 10 schools. I'm hoping I'm going to go give him another visit. That'll be 2 visits to Australia in like 1 month. I mean, that's got to show some commitment. Hopefully that will get him to pull the trigger. His number 1 priority, he said, is coach discipline. So I figure if I just consistently show him up there, that'll show some of my ability to be there for him. Right.
Well, good. Well, best of luck, man. We'll check in with you next time. And obviously glad to hear that you're picking up some commits, and we're moving along. We're getting close to the season here.
Yeah, man.
Cool. I'll talk to you later.
All right, dude. Bye.
So big news, Miami Hurricanes got 3 commits. The Virginia Tech Hokies got 3 commits. Make sure you hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. For all your coverage on the Miami Hurricanes, visit InsideTheU.com, and you can follow me on Twitter @InsideTheU. Thanks for watching.